Yeah, good. And well, you have several guests on these albums, but
Hmm.
Matt LeBen appears on four of the songs on these albums.
Hmm.
So was he the musician with which you have felt more comfortable to work on this album?
Well, originally, the whole idea started when I had all these riffs and song ideas that did not sound very heavy metal. It was more like classic rock stuff or modern rock, stuff like
Yeah,
that. And after Matt helped us with Firewind on the road in 2011 when he replaced Apollo for a tour,
yeah.
me and him, we started talking about keep working together, and I actually wanted to keep him in Firewind, to be honest, but we decided instead to work on some other new stuff, and then I sent him that, and we wrote a few songs together, and they came together very quickly. So that was that's the event that really triggered the whole idea for me that hey, maybe this could become a solo album for me.
Exactly.
Yeah, and then after that, I actually wrote a song together with Jeff Scott Soto. Um, and when I had the first couple of songs with Matt and the song with Jeff, that's when I got the idea of doing a Flash type of album with the different guests on it.
All right. And you also have David Ellefson, Billy Sheehan, and Tony Emglen on these albums, a lot of celebrities. So, which of the collaborations surprised you the most?
Well, I mean, I think there's a lot of surprises on the album in general.
Yeah.
I don't think I don't think people would really expect me to play with a band like Devour the Day, who's a new band, or even I'm working. I did a song with Alexia Rodriguez, and her band is a metalcore band, Eyes Set to Kill. Um, and then again, there's Michael Starr there from Steel Panther. I think maybe that's probably the most shocking of all. But I think I like the fact that it's not the usual guests. It's not like the same old people that you see in everybody's albums these days.
Yeah.
It's I think it's something different, something fresh.
Right. Well, Gus, do you think that you show everything you are capable of on guitar on this solo album, or is there something else from Gus that we didn't see yet?
Well, I can play excellent Greek music. I'm just kidding, actually, but this was actually the idea also to play stuff that I normally wouldn't do in Firewind, and
Yeah.
I mean I'm primarily a heavy metal guitar player, but I also have my main roots are in classic rock and blues rock and stuff like that. So obviously you can hear me play a lot more bluesier stuff and some more rock stuff, straightforward rock and roll stuff, and then there's a lot of acoustic guitars on there. So you can definitely see a lot of sides of my playing. And then again, there's two instrumentals that they're totally shredding, and I'm totally going like balls out with that.
Yeah. Good. And you handle all the guitars, bass lines, and keyboards on this solo album. It's actually a true solo album of yours. Does that makes you feel like some sort of control freak that you want to control everything on your release?
Well, the whole idea was to not have a band. The
Yeah.
idea was to, yeah, the reason why I did the solo album, and that's why I call it a Gus G and not some other band, is because I was on my own and I wanted to do the record that I wanted without really having to account to any band members, not really have to please anybody else. And I decided to produce myself. I just obviously I got a lot of help from Jay Rustin, who brought in a lot of guests, but the idea was to just do whatever the fuck I wanted and um, not really have to worry about somebody else there, pleasing somebody else. And
Yeah.
so that was fun.
Well, you mentioned Jay Ruston. He helped you on the mix of this album. Did you requested any special mix, like to put the guitars on front or something like that?
Not really, no. I really liked what attracted me to Jay's mixes was when I heard the Winery Dogs. I thought that was a great mix, and what I liked about it was that it was powerful and it sounded very fresh, very modern. His mixes sound like it's something you could play on the radio, but it also sounds organic. It doesn't sound fake, you know. Like all these metal productions these days, everything sounds so fucking fake, you know. Like everything is so edited and so super tight and all that, and which is great, but I didn't want that for this record. You know, it was a bit more of a, it's a rock and roll record. You know, you should hear ambience and you should hear everything a bit more organic, but it should also sound powerful, you know, through the speakers and not. I didn't want to have a fucking retro production, you know,
Yeah.
like an 8-channel production, like a lot of these bands do these days as well, but they do it on purpose. So I just I didn't really ask any specific thing from Jay. I just said to him, "Do your mix, man," you know. And
Good.
the one thing that I let him do his thing, but one thing that I really wanted to do was to record. I wanted him to record the drums as well, to track the drums, because I thought that was the most important thing. If you have a great drum sound, you know you're gonna have a great sounding album because the drums are the foundation. And I think it was great that that he engineered and recorded the drums in LA, and we used a great room for that, a big room, and that's why the drums sound so big. And obviously Jeff Friedel was a great player. So
Hmm.
I think that was the most important decision that I took for this album.
Good. And you have